In May 1958, when the train stopped in Bolivia at one of the stations, it was not expected that the train would stop, and for a reason that is not yet clear and incomprehensible, a French journalist jumped. He got off the train, and this was not the required station. The train departed, carrying the journalist's bag with him. After the train passed, the journalist stood at the station in amazement. What made him do that? He did not understand. He tried to call the next station to report his forgotten bags. It wasn't easy. Some children came to him selling old statues. He hesitated at first, then bought 2 statues. The journalist asked the child who was selling it from where. The child said to him, "From the city of Tiwanaku, the oldest city here." When the French journalist looked into the child's eyes, and in them were simplicity, poverty, and something strange that had no name, the journalist sat on one of the seats laughing at what had happened. He had gotten off the train for no reason. Perhaps something was waiting for this French journalist. Indeed, something was waiting for him. Tiwanaku was the oldest city in Bolivia, on the border of Peru and on a high plateau. In the south of one of the strange-shaped lakes, the lake has this strange name, Titicaca. In this destroyed city, only one thing remained, the Sun Gate. The gate is ordinary, but larger than all the models in some European museums. But it is not like that if you get close to it, and if you get closer with a magnifying glass or take pictures of it, and then magnify it dozens of times. This is what the French journalist did. When he returned to Paris, he found strange drawings. He found a naked white lady, more than one lady. He found very complex mechanical machines. If you get close to it and stick your eyes to it, you can see motors, flying saucers, and find a number of astronauts. Who are these people? Who built this gate? And for whom? And why? Where did the city go? And how was it? Since when? Another man was guided to translate these inscriptions, but no one cared about this portal before the newspapers of the world published its clear pictures. The literal translation of it, and the author of this translation is one of the Spanish researchers, says, "This was in the era of enormous animals and advanced human beings. She is of another blood. They came from distant planets and found the best place on Earth in this lake. These beings, after their distant space journeys, came and dumped their waste into this lake, without landing there in the first place. The inscriptions on the Sun Gate say, 'These beings did not forget to bring a mother, who is the origin of awareness, intelligence, and all of humanity. They found in this high location a suitable atmosphere for both their land and sea lives.' These inscriptions talk about the first mother, the first woman on Earth, and talking about this lake. The name of the lake is Titicaca, which means sacred thing, and caca means in most languages, human waste. The inscriptions describe this first woman by saying, 'She is a woman who resembles our women. It has a round head, 2 large ears, and 4 fingers on each hand. Its name is Orkhona, meaning the one with the big ears. It came from the planet Venus, where the atmosphere is similar to the atmosphere on this Earth. It has a tight fit. Do not bow down, and were related to an animal that resembles a pig, or is a pig. She bore him many children. There are still tribes in this region that worship pigs.' The Vatican is a repository of many rare documents. In a document dating back to the year 1625, the annihilated city of Tiwanaku is described as having disappeared from the face of the earth. All that remained of it were some stones and the remains of columns, and villages used to belong to workers and peasants. This city is the remaining trace of an ancient civilization that lived here more than 15,000 years ago. The city had multiple entrances, and when the city was struck by an earthquake and engulfed by fires, they buried their dead in Lake Titicaca. They were white people with golden beards. We must not forget that the people of these areas are American Indians. The inscriptions are all of white people with blue eyes and golden hair. It is something worth thinking and contemplating.